Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to the demo for Dark Envoy, a new real-time strategy with pause CRPG from Event Horizon. That's the makers of Tower of Time, I believe, another real-time with pause strategy RPG, which I haven't actually played myself, but I've generally heard decent things about. That said, Dark Envoy is actually a game I've had on my watch list for like a year now, maybe longer. Though, full disclosure, when I first started following it, it was still a turn-based tactical CRPG with some sort of involved stealth system. And yeah, things have certainly changed since then, so this demo was a bit of a surprise. Not that it's bad. I mean, if it was, I wouldn't be sitting here making a video about it, but it did come as a bit of a shock. It always does when a game that falls onto my radar starts as one genre and ends up slightly shifting to a different subgenre by the time I actually get my hands on a more finished version of it. Phantom Brigade is a good example of that. Regardless, I am getting off track. We're here for Dark Envoy. But as always, it's easier to show than tell, so let's jump right in. We'll kick the tires, see what Dark Envoy has to offer. Oh, right, but first we have to make our characters. Sort of. It is interesting they give us the option to customize our characters here because Dark Envoy actually uses pre-established characters as your mains. In this case, Malachi and Kayla, a pair of sibling treasure hunters. They have pre-recorded voice lines, an established backstory, so I mean that does make customization a bit iffy. Though, you know, they're giving us the option of it here, so I should probably tweak him at least a little. Maybe try to get him to look a little bit more like my usual fare. Yeah, that's pretty decent. Oh, come on. What is this, facial hair for babies? Where's my full-blown Fu Manchu? Alright, we'll use baby's first stubble. I guess that'll do. We are just level 1. We have to work our way up to a proper beard. And Kayla. We'll keep this simple. She's our sister, so she should probably look remotely similar to us. Let's darken up that tattoo. I think that's good. Let's get some class. Whoa, Kayla. Maybe you should put some shorts on if you want to fight evil today. At 2, Malachi. I do like the arm, though. Really rocking those boxer shorts, too. Alright, so, class. We've got 4 basic classes to choose from. 2 distinctly fantasy-edged, and 2 more technological. Some nice shades of Arcanum there. But, as always, if you throw me into a setting with swords and sorcery, and then give me access to guns and explosives, I'm gonna go with guns every time. So I'm thinking we'll roll Ranger and Engineer. Let's say Ranger on Malachi as our frontline fighter, and then Kayla as our backline engineer. During the initial test run, when I was familiarizing myself with the controls, I actually tried Warrior, which worked well enough. But I gotta say, the lack of range attacks really held him back. I mean, you'll immediately notice that 3 of these 4 classes here are range-based, so the Warrior is definitely the odd man out. I'm actually not even sure if these specializations are accessible in the current demo. Oh, Constructor. I do love summoning classes. Okay, yeah, I think we've got a pretty good idea of what we're doing here. We'll go Ranger with Malachi. And if we had specializations, we'll pick up Gunslinger for more efficient kiting. And we'll grab Engineer with Constructor for Kaela. Still no pants, though. We'll have to work on that. Attributes. We have a million numbers here. I'm not going to pretend I know what they all do. But to be fair, this actually does look fairly straightforward at a glance. If you've ever played an RPG or an MMO, most of this terminology probably looks fairly familiar. And with 5 points to play with, we'll play it safe. Kaela is basically a technology-based caster, so we'll dump her points into power. That'll bring her all the way up to a threshold of 10, which boosts her mana efficiency. And then for Malachi, I'm thinking either might or speed. Might would boost the power of his dual-wielded pistols, but speed would let him kite even better. Plus it would increase the speed of his attack, so that might actually more or less emulate the DPS increase he'd get from might. Oh, and equipment sets, right. Though, honestly, I'm pretty happy with our default sets. I deliberately chose these classes for the firearms, so I'm certainly not going to trade down to a bow or a dual-wielded crossbows. That I'm not sure how the logistics on that would work out, but okay. I mean, I guess that would be pretty cool, but I'll stick with the 6-shooters, I think. Pretty much the same with Kaela. I don't see much reason to trade down from the rifle. Though I will say I do appreciate the variety of weapon sets that they're offering, because that really does imply there's a lot of different potential playstyles, which is always nice, even if I am sticking with the basics. Lightly customized and loaded for bear. Let's do this. After we pick our difficulty and our control scheme, which will be RPG. I have not played a serious RTS game in gosh, StarCraft 2? When was that? 20 years ago? As for difficulty, my exposure to this game is relatively minimal, but I feel like I've got a handle on it. We'll go normal. Though I do reserve the right to go back and change that difficulty should I start embarrassing myself. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Somewhere in the desert. We were brought here from nothingness, armed with little more than our grit and resolve. From that point on, we all became travelers of Jaan. A quote attributed to no one.
Jaan, an ancient world full of life.
Jan.
From the humble to the deadly, to the innocent and the malevolent. But while the game of survival has always been played, since the dawn of time there has always been balance, harmony, even in life and death. That was until a new race arrived. Some called them refugees, others called them friends. Still others called them foolish, but most simply called them human. Some claim they were once an advanced, enlightened species. Others swear barbarism and violence is all humanity has ever known. Wherever they came from, whatever past may be debated, today they are responsible for the single largest unified empire Jaan has ever known, and the greatest war the realm has ever seen. The war rages between the technologically based human empire and the magically aligned United League of all races. The racial and ideological divide between these two worlds is too wide to bridge. There is little hope for any reconciliation. This is the total war. There can be only one victor here. the other side will be ground to dust. Only few places throughout the entire continent are yet untouched by the conflict. One such place, built on the remains of long-forgotten ruins, known as the City of Bones. Home to a ragtag team of ancient relic hunters, Malachi, the hot-headed adventurer, and his reasonable, compassionate sister Kayla. Two innocent wasteland kids who will learn that when the entire world burns, everyone has a role to play.
Oh yeah, definite shades of Arcanum. I like that.
Whispering Sands. Not exactly my favorite place in the world.
Can't say I'm surprised. Not every day someone ends up unconscious in a scorpion nest.
Huh. Thank you for reminding me of that cherished memory, dear sister. Anyway, since we're here to check the entrance seals again, why don't we split up to cover the grounds faster?
Alright, activity was reported by the northern entrance, so let's meet up near the ruins, just in case.
I'm sure it's just the usual scavengers, but okay, fine. We'll check the side entrances separately and then meet up.
Oh, and while you're at it, try not to sit on any scorpion eggs this time. It's really not good for your health.
Oh, dear sister, I didn't know you cared. That's so nice of you.
Of course I do, Mal. And besides, I'd rather not have to explain it to Mom again.
Yeah, the last time was pretty rough. I didn't think I'd ever see her lose her temper.
Do you blame her? You were green, puking all over, and half dead when I dragged you back home. Come on, let's get on with it if we want to be back before nightfall.
Really kind of shotgunning that character development, but not bad. I appreciate the full voice acting. And camera controls. Pretty standard. A little wonky because we only have edge panning, which is not my favorite way to move the screen. Right, because they have WASD assigned to hotkey duty. I wonder if I can change that. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, let's get on with the adventuring. Scorpions and statues await.
Sure, why not?
A statue of the ancients, one of the many remnants of their mysterious disappearance. Very mysterious. And a stinger, weak scorpion. Let's see how he fares against some poison. Ah, nice, he is not immune. I was slightly worried about that, given that it is our one move. Well, that and bullets. Detection range. All enemies out of combat have a detection range. When you move into it, you get spotted and combat starts. Right. So no stealth mechanics to speak of, at least not yet. HP bar. All changes to a character's HP. Health points are represented on its HP bar. Gray part of an HP bar is a magic shield that regenerates out of combat. Some effects grant temporary HP, marked as light green, that degrades over time. You can only gain temporary HP when wounded, up to your max HP value. Hey, we won. Huzzah! Okay, so that was interesting. Combat basics again, okay. Tactical mode. When combat begins, the tactical mode automatically turns on. It slows time, allowing you to better appraise your situation and issue orders. You can press the spacebar to turn it on or off, and the tab key switches between slow motion and pause. So it does. Well, that will certainly come in handy. Physical statuses. Many skills and effects inflict physical statuses, displayed on a bar underneath the unit. A status inflicted on your character is marked by an icon near their portrait. Hover over the icon to learn more about it. You can find status descriptions in the Codex tab of the player menu. Elemental statuses. Unlike physical statuses, elemental statuses are inflicted in counters that drop over time. The status is applied only when a character accumulates 100 counters. Elemental statuses are paired into opposites. If opposite status counters are inflicted, they will cancel one another. Which makes sense for fire and ice, but what would counter poison?
get going. Sure, why not?
Well, we've got more scorpions, so maybe we'll find out.
Cover me!
Nice. So far we're... Oh,
Here I come!
where'd you come from? Right, right. Enemy reinforcements drawn by the sounds of gunfire, I guess. Huh.
Time to get our hands dirty. Gotcha.
Okay, okay. Crisis averted. And we've got some loot.
Those things are so damn convenient. I just wish they worked for longer distances as well.
Waypoints. Interact with waypoints to quickly return to previously explored locations. Basically just working fast travel into the narrative.
Sure, why not?
I like that. Let's go grab our loot. From this inexplicably glowing chest. Basic headband. Light head armor. Plus some iron and gold. Loot is semi-randomized from what I've gathered. And this isn't much of a find, but it does take us from no hat to a hat, so I would call that an upgrade.
Let's get going. Gotcha. Sure, why not?
Hey, cover icon. Oh, right. Cover. Units in cover receive 50% less damage from range attacks. Covers may break after blocking too many strikes. Sure, okay, very basic. But also very, very useful.
There they are. Comeuppance! Let's get going.
Tactical environments. Explosive cacti are a type of tactical environment. Hover over them to learn more. Keep an eye out for objects and areas you can use to gain advantage in combat. Tactical environments are highlighted in tactical mode. Neat, thanks. Yeah, those were borderline impossible to use with my warrior because he was melee only.
Gotcha.
But it is a whole lot easier now that I have guns. Behold the power of guns. So we've got destructible terrain and interactive battlefield terrain. Not bad. Obviously not like Divinity Original Sin levels of terrain interaction, but anything is better than nothing, as long as it's done halfway decently.
Sure, why not?
This person was shot in the back. It appears he was trying to run away from someone.
Gotcha! Huh. This isn't one of those trusty old, or, dare I say, ancient healing fountains?
Healing Fountain. Healing fountains are the main means of regaining lost HP. Each fountain can be used a limited number of times, as indicated by the green bars. Stylish and functional.
Let's get going.
Now that I can appreciate. But let's not use it just yet. Since we have finite charges, we'll hold off until we actually need it.
Sure, why not?
We've got more loot. Buckler. Boo.
Let's get going.
Scavenger's note. A handwritten note with a poorly drawn portrait attached to it. Beware of this guy. He's a liar. Promised good deals, gave us some counterfeit crap. Don't do business with him. Sadly, the portrait barely resembles a human to begin with. Bold of you to assume that our con artist is a human. Lore notes. Lore notes go in your codex.
Gotcha.
No way.
Sure, why not?
A level 3 outlaw, apparently.
Let's get going.
Non-aggressive units. Some enemies will not attack you on sight. Units with yellow HP bars are non-aggressive and will only attack if provoked.
Sure, why not?
What happened here? Did you kill these people?
Oh, and, thank you, Malachi. Malachi apparently decided to immediately provoke him.
Cover me.
Like verbally, not with bullets, but... Same general result. Witness me! An oldie but a goodie.
Gotcha.
I approve. I do not approve of his lack of loot, though. That guy clearly had more gear. So yeah, this is one of those games where they abstract the loot drops to control the curve. Which I get, but, you know, I always prefer a slightly more simulationist approach when it comes to my looting.
Let's get going.
Your soul is mine. Thoroughly plundered. So we're dealing with bad guys who like to loot and plunder. That's the worst kind. A big stack of irony, we'll take that.
Sure, why not?
That's used for the crafting system, which I don't actually know how to use. But I'm sure we'll get there. Let's top off before we check out those giant ominous doors. Yeah, we've got like a force field on the left. So that does seem to imply that we have to go to the temple entrance. Not seeing any other options here.
Gotcha.
Sealed shut. My job here is done. Kayla's probably waiting for me already.
Oh, so that was less force field and more a plot wall. I'm not sure I like that, but I guess that is a pretty common phenomena in CRPGs. Also, what are you doing over there, Kayla? You sitting on a bunch of scorpion eggs? What's the deal here?
Seriously, more?
Ah, I see, you were scorpion bait. Well then. Not sure if we've got friendly fire in this game, but I guess we're about to find out.
Let's get started.
She doesn't seem any more dead than usual.
Shouldn't have messed with me. Here I come. Sure, why not?
Yeah, guns make this way easier than sword and board. Hey, you okay, Kayla?
Wakey, wakey, sis.
Mel, I swear that if you...
All right, fine. Save my jokes for later. Are you all right?
Yeah, thanks. These things are really good at hiding.
I told you. Should I lend you my immense strength and carry you home?
You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Of course. How'd you put it? It's not every day someone ends up unconscious in a scorpion nest. Who would have thought that even my perfect older sister can make a mistake every once in a while? Shocking.
Go on, have your fun. When you're done, do you mind telling me if you found anything?
Just a lone angry scavenger.
Nothing to talk about. Hey, let's check that last entrance, and we're good to go.
Great. The sooner we return, the sooner I can get back to those ancient texts Dad got me.
Yes, let's get this party started. Controlling the party. Select all characters by pressing the tilde button or holding the left mouse button and dragging the cursor over them. With multiple characters selected, each command issued will apply to all of them. To select a single character, click it with the left mouse button or press the corresponding key, 1 or 2.
What's on your mind?
That's me.
Okay. Slightly awkward, but not bad. I can wrap my head around that. Plus, now we have some new moves to play with. Kayla is almost dead, though, so let's get her patched.
Let's get going.
Okay, first two-man fight. Let's see what we can do here. Well, I mean, they're all clustered up, so this seems like a great time for charged ground.
There they are.
And someone should pop the exploding cacti.
Gone with the wind.
More incoming. Ooh. Oh, okay, fall back, fall back. We have 0 armor, so I can't imagine we'll weather close combat very well. Oh man, this one actually made it through unscathed. And we are really low on mana. Oh gosh, yeah, this is not going well. Run away!
You shouldn't have messed with me.
Oh, okay, note to self. Kayla is basically made of glass. And she's still about to drop because of poison.
Right away. Down.
Yep, there she goes. That's fine. I'm sure she'll be okay. Hey, there we go.
Gotcha.
As per CRPG standard, everything's fine once the sword stops swinging.
Sure, why not?
Ooh, look at that. We have 3 rare items. A rare Marauder's Pistol, which we will absolutely make use of. And then a crossbow and a warhammer, which we will make less use of. Though again, the fact that we got anything we can actually use is always nice, considering that this game does use, like I said, a randomized loot pool. Oh wow, yeah, that is a huge step up stat-wise. Though I can't help but notice, design-wise, it feels like a pretty drastic step back from our 6-shooter.
Let's get going.
Not that I'm really a gun guy.
Sounds interesting.
30-minute mark.
Just a little walk.
Still leaves us 15 minutes for some solid adventure. I'm actually not sure how long this demo is. I've heard a couple of hours, so this might be a 2-parter. Assuming, of course, people are actually interested enough to want a second part.
Sure.
Okay, let's just set up back here.
Why not?
Things are getting complicated on approach.
I'm listening.
So, are we in trouble yet? Or...
The whirlpool should hopefully slow them down, give us time to finish them off. Fantastic.
Got him!
Yeah, that worked out much better for us.
Sure. Sounds interesting. Aren't those Empire tents? What are they doing here?
Well, they're not camping, that's for sure.
Sure. Thank you for the valuable input.
Simple ring. Plus 15 max mana, plus 0.5 mana per second. Well, that will go right to Kayla. Still no pants, though.
Sure.
Let's get going. Gotcha!
Summon recall area. Interesting. Very MMO.
Sure, why not?
Another fight. Decent choke point, but no cover. We'll have to stay on our toes.
Be careful, enemies up ahead.
Oh, that wasn't actually that bad. They've really kind of primed me to start expecting scorpions to come crawling out of the woodwork every time we start shooting.
Let's get going.
Sure.
Hi, Ellie.
Gotcha.
Baby, this isn't a good time, sweetie. Please, not on the mouse.
Yes.
Yes.
Nothing's fun without risk.
Yes, that spot's fine, sweetheart. I'll be with you in a moment. We're getting towards feeding time for the Clouder. I gotta wrap this up soon. Such is the curse of the Cat Master.
Here they are. They left us no choice.
Come up in!
Wow. Well, that worked out great.
Moving fast.
More trouble on our way.
And map does not pause the game. Good to know.
Huh?
On our 6.
Oh yeah?
Oh, jeez.
They don't stand a chance.
Oh, no. They won't stop coming. Inappropriate.
Gone with the wind.
I think we should move.
What's happening?
Patience? What's that?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Sure, why not?
What's on your mind? Be careful, enemies up ahead.
Is there no one else? Is there no one else?
Just a little walk.
Good. I can use a breather.
Gotcha.
Man, so some of these fights do go easy, but you can definitely see how they can get out of hand very quickly.
Sure.
We've got glowing doors with a full healing fountain and a waypoint in front of it.
Let's get going.
So something's telling me we should finish exploring out here before we actually touch that.
There they are.
Sounds interesting. Sure.
Sure, why not?
Ah, another campsite with a chest. And a brood mother, Scorpion Elite.
Gotcha.
Yes?
It does sound quite daunting. But soon it will feel the sting of
here they
defeat.
are.
For we have just found our stride and have become a well-oiled killing machine. Hug cover? Oh, unhug cover. Unhug cover. Uncover.
I'm with you.
Okay, so it stopped short of the exploding cacti. Which just exploded, so moot now. And down goes the brood mother.
Let's get going.
Well, that's just brood.
Another.
Oh my goodness, that is a unique elven stinger. Well, that is incredible. We will absolutely take that. We'll also take that Marauder plate helm. I'm not sure if there's actually any, like, speed penalties for wearing heavy armor. But I guess we'll find out. Okay, keeping an eye on stats. Oh, that did ding our DPS. As did that. So, right, okay. So I think what we've got here is a system where the more and the heavier the armor you wear, the more it dings your quickness attribute or something similar. But we can offset that by immediately equipping this much more powerful pistol we just found. That is a very goofy looking gun. Still looks more effective than our Marauder pistol, though.
I'm listening.
Camp?
This wasn't just a random patrol.
They're bringing half the Empire here. Look at all this gear. Yeah, they're definitely not camping.
What are they even doing so far south? I hope they stay away from our city.
They were not staying away from the city. Ooh, rare leather boots. I will take those. And that did not affect our DPS. There must be something I'm missing there. Status report. Stage 3 complete. Recon squad advanced inside the ruins. Suffered heavy casualties in skirmishes with aggressive fauna and local bandits. Requesting reinforcements. That's probably fine.
Sure, why not?
Okay. I think we've cleared this entire first area. Which just leaves the giant, ominous store. Our entire climax hinges on this.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Also, we should probably top off before we go in there.
Let's get going.
Sure.
Alright, here we go.
Then I pulled a gun on him and shot him right in the gut. That cheating good-for-nothing bastard got what he deserved.
Hey, who goes there?
More scavengers.
Boss, we've got company.
So I see. That's close enough, you two. We're not allowed to let any more archaeologists down there.
I think you mean archaeologists.
That's what I said.
And who's telling you not to let anyone pass?
The people who are paying us.
It's the Empire, isn't it? We've seen their outposts on our way here.
So, what are you gonna do if we try to go down there?
Calm down, Jeremy. He's just asking.
All you need to know is they're paying us to make sure no one's snooping around.
Story choices. Moral choices lead to story branches that shape your journey. They alter your character's beliefs and will impact your ending. Really? So what you're telling me is that we should think twice before just becoming full-on murder hobos. Fair enough. I wouldn't have really pegged these guys as bandits if they didn't explicitly call them that here. At best, they're like expendable rent-a-thugs.
You seem to be reasonable, guys. We're all...
What do you suggest?
Whoop.
How about you look the other way and we'll share the spoils with you? I'm sure there's enough loot to go around.
And it's probably worth way more than the Empire's money. They've surely underpaid you.
They always do. All right, you've got yourself a deal.
Come on, let's get out of here before the soldiers come back. We'll be seeing you later, though.
There goes my drinking money.
You know it was the right choice.
Yeah, I guess. I just hope they don't cause any more problems.
Yeah, you can worry about that later. We need to get down that ladder and make sure it's all secure in there.
Gotcha.
Malachi, buddy, you've really got to chill out. Those guys didn't cause any trouble. They literally delayed you for like 30 seconds and then got out of your way. Dude's definitely trying to channel his inner murder hobo, despite my attempts to constrain him.
Sure, why not?
But he is a predefined character, much like his sister is the voice of reason. That's just part and parcel with these pre-voiced characters. You are playing a role, but only within the confines of what the game allows you to play. Ancient ruins. While we know little to nothing about the ancients, one thing can be said for certain. They possess the power to turn the tides of history, if they so desired. Relic Hunter Walden. Hey, level up. Nice. Your characters have leveled up. Dark Envoy uses a milestone leveling system, meaning that you always advance to a new level in predefined moments, usually on completing a story milestone. To gain new skills and attributes, press I to open the player menu and switch to the corresponding tabs. That is interesting, because we clearly saw an XP counter, and we just gained 1000 XP. To me, that really seems to imply they previously had a conventional experience point gain system in mind, and then at some point midstream or mid-development they changed it to a milestone system, which does give tighter control over character advancement. You know, it makes it much easier to balance out the difficulty levels. But yeah, that really does seem to strongly imply that they changed a lot of things throughout this game's development. They dropped the stealth system, they changed it from turn-based to real-time with strategy. They swapped off of a normal experience gain system to a milestone system, but clearly kept the experience gauge. We've also got new abilities we can unlock, and additional tiers on the ones we already have. Oh man, okay, I'm gonna have to actually read up on this before I commit our points. Though we do have a reset button, so I guess we could just... No. You know what, we're right near time anyway. We should really probably wrap this up. We'll hit the pause button for now. Let me know what you think of the game, and whether you'd like to see more. And maybe we'll pick up here next time. In which case then we'll knock out that level up and push on to the end of the demo. I assume. I'm not sure how long this thing is. But for now, sadly, I've got like 7 or 8 other demos I really want to take a look at, and only a couple of days to do it. See you in the next demo. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. Including but not limited to Dragon Matrix 7, Mathew Smith, Revenant, Alois, Drakiith, EREV23, EgonAlter, Emile, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you can even check out the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Nexus GG page. Links are in the description.